Catherine Jarris here. Pronouns are they, them, and theirs. I am a professional psychic, and I'm also a professional brow artist. And psychic brows is where I combine them both. Welcome back, everyone. I'm super excited to start this week with you. First of all, I want to thank everyone who joined us for last week's special series for Halloween. And yesterday's episode, our last episode, joining us for True Ghost Stories. They were fun to recall. Some of them were silly, some of them were sweet, and some of them were a little scary. So I hope that you enjoyed them. And if you have any of your ghost stories of your own, to go ahead and give a like and give a comment on it so it's something that we can go back and revisit. Welcome to today's episode, and this week is going to be all about shielding and protection. And for today, we're going to focus on imagining that shield, and I'm going to be doing an exercise and walking you through that so that you're able to do that. For those of you who have been listening to some of my other previous week's series and episodes, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it, what do they say, 1,000 times? Put up your shields, put up your protections. And so it doesn't surprise me that I actually had some questions back of how would somebody actually do that? How does someone engage their shields? They understand what I'm saying about it, but now they want to know how to actively do it themselves. So what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to take you through a third eye exercise that will help you to start imagining those shields so that then through the week we can take it through to further steps so that you can actually feel and engage them and start customizing your shield with your own types of protections and spells and sourcing with it. So it's a pretty exciting week. So today is day one. We're going to start with this. So what I would like for you to do is you can go ahead and listen now. You don't have to actually do this exercise, but I would encourage you to come back and do the exercise if that's how you're going to go through this one. For example, if you're obviously driving a car, you're not going to suddenly do this meditation exercise that I'm going to walk you through, correct? Please don't. And so, but feel free to listen right now and get a feel for it because it's one that you can come back to many, many times and as you practice it and do it. Okay, so let's begin. Whenever you start to do any type of meditation exercise, I'll call it that, it's important that you're comfortable. Different practices or different techniques will want you to sit a certain way or be a certain way. I want you to just be comfortable. If sitting cross-legged on the floor doesn't work with your body's mobility, please don't force yourself into it because all you're going to do is sit and think about how sore that is on your lower back or your hip flexors or whatever it is. So what I would like for you to do is find a comfortable position, and if it's at all possible, to not like cross your arms or your legs because it does have an impact in cutting your energy off a little bit. So if you're just sitting in a chair, it's okay to lean back in your chair and recline a little bit or be comfortable, but I ask that you try not to cross your legs. And the same thing with your hands. They don't have to be sitting palm face up like you're in a yoga session unless that's what you like to do. They can be comfortably at your lap and all that. I just ask that you don't have them like crossed across your arms, cross your arms across your chest, okay? So I want you to just be able to find that comfortable position that feels good for you so that you're able to do this for the amount of time that it is and that you're able to not fixate on your body feeling uncomfortable, okay? Once you have that position that feels good for you and feels comfortable, I would like you to also just attempt to have it in a place that you're going to be as free from distractions as possible. So not having TV on in the background or loud noises. And if you can plan it for where you won't be interrupted, because this would be obviously ideal that we can do it continuously and let you connect and not have an interruption on it. So once you have your space and your environment controlled in a comfortable way for you, go ahead and I'm just going to have you release your breath. And we're just going to focus on that breath. If you go back to the very first episode I ever did about the breath tunnel, breath is life. Breath is also a part of your afterlife. And so that's where we're going to come to now is your breath. And I'm just going to have you go in and take some nice deep breaths, whether you're breathing in through your nose or through your mouth. Nice controlled breaths that let your diaphragm expand as you breathe in. And then let your diaphragm contract and empty as you breathe out. If you can breathe in comfortably through your nose on the inhale, excellent. And if you can exhale comfortably out of your mouth on the exhale, excellent. If you have something that impedes that for you, do what's comfortable for you, okay? And just go ahead and focus on those breaths, taking a nice deep breath and exhaling that nice deep breath. And I'm going to have you go ahead and do several of those breaths, and we're going to try and do the exhale a little longer than the inhale. So deep breath in for a count of 3. And then I'm going to have you take a nice deep breath out for a count of 6. Go ahead and take another nice deep breath in for a count of 3. And a nice breath out for a count of 6. And as you continue to take those breaths, I want you to start letting that relax through your body. So as you bring that breath in, not just expanding it in your diaphragm, but letting it fill up through the rest of your body as if it's filling you as a balloon. And then as you exhale out, let that breath escape outside of not just your mouth, but outside of all your limbs and every part of your body. And this is the time where I like to go through my physical body and I do what I call a body check or a body scan. And I just start at my feet as I'm breathing in my breaths and exhaling my breaths. And I let the breath and my mind and my focus just swirl around that area and just checking in with how I feel. Is there a pain in my feet? Are they feeling sore? Are they feeling tight? And if there's anything that feels of discomfort, I just give it a little bit of focus and extra attention until I feel some of that lighten. And then I just continue up the body. So as you're taking in your breaths, bring that breath and that focus up to your knees. And to a check-in on that portion of your body. See how it's feeling. And when it feels good, with your next breaths, go ahead and bring that up through your legs, up through your thighs, up to your hip area. And anywhere that you feel that you need to give some extra time and attention, just let your breath and your mind and your focus tune into that area. And not just how it feels. If you have an affinity to hear things, see what that part of your body tells you. If you have an affinity to see things, see what that part of your body is looking like to you. And start taking note of all the sensations that you have in each spot that you pause and take a moment on. Whether it's an area that feels like there's discomfort or it's an area that feels good. Start taking note of all that around it that is part of that sensation. Some of you may even have different smells that come with different parts of your body or taste, and you'll want to start experimenting with that. and really giving your body a moment to absorb what it is it's telling you. And as you continue to take in your breaths, remember a nice deep breath in and exhaling it for about twice the amount of time. Continue to coming up through your torso, up into your chest area. A wonderfully emotional spot right in that heart area, giving yourself time in there, seeing how things are feeling for you, feeling what it is, hearing what it is, and giving your body the time that it needs and the focus on it that it needs. Continue taking your breaths. I'm going to have you come up through your neck, up through your facial area, pausing wherever you need to, and just continue to take that time. And then we're going to come up to your forehead area and in your cranium area. And this is the spot where we're all going together focus on giving attention to your third eye. So that third eye area, you can visualize that in the center of your forehead, slightly above your eyebrows. And if you want to feel it, it's okay. You can go ahead and put your finger right up to there and let it just naturally fall into the indentation of that area for you. And with your eyes remaining closed, I want you to take a moment and we're going to visualize that third eye and that it's still closed, okay? And you can visualize it as an actual eye, or you can visualize it, if it works better for you, as more like a flashlight. Whatever works for you with that. But right now it's going to be off. It's going to be closed. And I want you to kind of look around that area and that space and really feel your surroundings as you're looking at that area from inside of yourself at your third eye. And what does that feel like to you? Is there any visuals or any images that are coming to you with it? Or are you hearing anything with it? And continue to focus on your breath. And I want you to imagine that to the side of your third eye that you have either a button or a light switch or a pull cord, something that you will activate when you're ready to open your third eye. So take a moment for yourself and see what it is for you. And once it's there, I want you to go ahead and approach it. Now, before we turn that on, we're going to take a moment and I want you to invite your guides and ask them if they would be a part of this with you and be part of your protection and be part of you connecting with your third eye and starting to imagine your aura. Remember that they're always a gift for us. It's always an honor to be interacting with their guides, and it's not a service that we demand. They're always willing to help us, but let's respectfully ask them if they would join us today, okay? And I guarantee you, every one of them, they're all going to say yes for you, okay? All right. And remember, you're going to have different guides for different times in your life and different tasks. So see who came to you today to help you with this. This is who's part of this for you. And take a moment to really introduce yourself to them, to really take them in and say hello and thank them for being here. And once you have them with you and you're ready, I'm going to have you approach that switch or that lever or that button, whatever it is you imagined. And when you're ready, I want you to go ahead and turn it on and let your third eye open up. And when your third eye opens, really feel what that difference is for you. Just take a moment. Everything about this is just about pausing and taking a moment to connect. No matter, it's tempting to want to rush through when you open it up. But think of it like this. You never get this first chance again, right? This is when you have a first time at doing something, there's always that specialness of the first time. Take every piece of this first time that you can, because every piece is going to help you with the next piece. So look around. Feel what that feels like when it's opened up. With your eyes continuing to be closed, take in your space around you through your third eye. You know, depending how long it's been since it was opened, or maybe if you didn't have it closed, you're going to have different sensations. And so take note of what the sounds are that you're hearing. Take note of what you're seeing. Take note of what you're feeling. And when you're ready and you've taken an assessment of where you're at, I want you to visualize going forward through your third eye, looking through your third eye, with your guide by your side. And go ahead and step out and see what you step into. Maybe for some of you, you're flying. Maybe for some of you, you're stepping onto a paved path. Maybe for others, you're in water. I want you to go forward into the third eye scene that you're brought to with your guide. And take a few steps, or take a few swim strokes, or a few fly strokes, whatever it is that you are or how you're doing it. I want you to go forward a little bit with your guide. And absorb and feel with your senses this world that you're in when you're looking through your third eye. What are the colors like for you? And after you've had a few moments in it, I want you to turn to your guide and ask them for something that you've been looking for guidance on. Ask them to help you with that. And then I want you to truly hear or feel or see that answer while living through your third eye so you can fully absorb it. Let them use this space and your connection to this space to be able to communicate with you. And go ahead and chat with them. Take a few moments to talk with them. See what guidance they've given you. Take note of how you receive that guidance. Are you hearing it? Are you tasting it? Are you feeling it? Are you seeing symbols? Are you seeing picture images? Are you smelling something with it? Are you having more than one of these sensations with it? You're learning your language with them. Once you've completed your conversation with your guide, I want you to thank them. Thank them for taking the time to be with you today. Thank them for taking this journey and connecting with your third eye and communicating with you today. And now the two of you are going to turn around and you're going to come back through your third eye. You're going to say goodbye. And I want you to face your third eye. And you can see that it's still open. With one final piece of gratitude to your guides and everyone who has been part of this journey for you today. Go ahead and I'm going to have you turn that switch to the off, or turn that power button to the off position, and let your third eye close up. Once you've closed your third eye, I want you to go ahead and come back to your breath. And take a nice deep breath in, and then go ahead and exhale. I want you to start coming back into your physical body again, keeping your eyes closed and focusing on your breath. Deep breath in and exhale. Now I'm going to have you start wiggle your toes and your fingers a little bit, and start moving your shoulders, just little movements. Start getting that sensation of what it feels like to be back in that physical body. Continue to take nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, just gently open your eyes in a lazy half eye open. Don't open them fully, just nice and gentle. Let your gaze just fall on the space a few feet in front of you, not really looking at anything in particular. And just continue to take nice deep breaths in and exhale out. And as you take in breaths, go ahead and let your eyes open a little bit more, and just very gently start to look around you and take in your environment around you. And now, with a nice final last breath and a smile as big as you can muster with the joy in your heart, go ahead and take in everything around you fully back in your physical body. And I want you now to thank yourself for taking the time to do this today, taking the time to connect with your third eye, connect with your guides, and to be able to start imagining that world around you and what that feels like. I thank you all so much for coming on this journey with me today, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I do, and I always do. This is an exercise that I don't do as often as I should, but I do it often because it's one that can be repeated for yourself in any amount of time. You could do it in 2 minutes. You could do it in 20 minutes. You can do it in 20 seconds, but it's one that can be repeated over and over as often as you need to when you want to connect with your third eye and your guides and start that process. Thank you for joining. I look forward to you joining me with tomorrow's episode where we will be connecting with your aura and starting that process to putting those shields up. And I'm excited to go forward on this with you. Take care and have a great day. Hey, thanks for joining. If you like more psychic or brow-related content, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you won't miss any episodes.